Hello, guys. So we have Rakesh sir over here. Thank you, sir, for joining me with Piyush Academy. So, as we have discussed with you guys, that we are going to come every weekend with new topic and try to help people with the knowledge that our experts carry. So, in the same line, we have Mr. Rakesh over here. He is the AVP of one of the you know top company, top startup, you can say, in Pune. They are working basically in the area of data science, and definitely Rakesh sir has the same expertise in the data engineering. That's one of the branch of data science. So the name of the company where he actually lead right now is VCreatech Consulting Service Private Limited. He has spent around 21 years, guys, with L&T Infotech, and we wanted to learn a lot of things today from Rakesh sir. I have a lot of questions in the area of data engineering. So I see that we have a few more people yet to join. So let's wait for a few more minutes, Rakesh sir, and then we'll start.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, sure. No issues. Yeah.
Hello, Raz. uh okay, and we have few more people. Great. So, Rakesh sir, we are going to, just want to brief you. We have audience who wanted to know
Mm-hmm.
uh, some basic details about the data engineering
Yeah.
in a layman language. There are
Sure.
many non-technical people who wanted to basically make career in the area of data science and data engineering, but they
All right.
don't know exactly what are the tools we required to learn data engineering. What are
Mm-hmm.
the skill set we required to learn
Mm-hmm.
data
Mm-hmm.
engineering?
Mm-hmm.
So we will go ahead and try to share
Yeah.
these piece of information with our audience and
Sure.
hope they will get benefit from this. Yeah,
Sure. No issues. Yep.
great.
I'm with you.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay. So I think we should start. We have good audience now. So, sir, first question over here.
So before that,
Uh,
I would like to briefly introduce for 2 minutes,
Please, sir.
and
Yes.
then we can start. So
Yes,
hello
absolutely.
everyone. Good morning or good evening, good afternoon. I mean, I know you have joined across the globe. I'm Rakesh Tibude, based out of Mumbai, and I am AVP managing global service delivery for data analytics in a company called VCreatech. We are small to medium size boutique analytics firm based out of Pune, and currently we have other centers also which we are expanding, but mainly our resource base is based out of Pune and other locations because of the remote working and all. So I have around more than 21, 22, you can say, years of experience in the field of IT. I joined L&T Infotech as a software trainee engineer, and I continued with the organization for 20, 21 years, and I have gone through different phases, different roles in L&T Infotech. Now it is called L&T Mindtree. And then 3 years back, I decided to move out and work with some challenging companies like VCreatech, where there are a lot of good things that we are doing, and we have currently around 150 plus resources working across the data and analytics domain, right from data analyst to data engineer, data scientist, visualization expert, and all those skills. So that's in a brief about me. Now over to you, Piyush. Please take it over.
Sure, sir. Thank you. So, thank you so much for this introduction, so that people understand, like how important your role over here. Why I have actually called you, the experience that you carry it's not, definitely easy, and definitely we are looking for some kind of,
Yeah.
expertise that you carry. We can go ahead and benefit for that. So let's start with the first question, sir. What is actually this data engineering? If you can help us in a simple words, or with any example. People generally get confused, about data science, data engineering over here. So what exactly is this data engineering?
Okay. So basically, to answer this, let me put it in a broader spectrum. So we have something called data ecosystem, right? So
Yes.
what data ecosystem is, you have lots of tons of data generating somewhere, residing somewhere, and then you need to make use of that data. So basically, in
Hmm.
the data ecosystem, you acquire the data, you
Hmm.
process the
Yes.
data, you store the data somewhere, and then you curate the data, enrich the data, and you use the data. uh, Now by this time the data actually becomes the information. There is a difference between
Hmm.
data and information, meaningful
Yeah.
information.
Hmm.
So from raw data stage to converting it into a meaningful information, and then using it for deriving some business insights
Hmm.
through various tools,
Hmm.
through visualization tools, or using some data science tools, some algorithm to derive some predictions and all. So this is the entire ecosystem for a data. So data engineering is a branch of that ecosystem.
Okay.
Okay. So data engineering specifically talks about you collecting the data and
Hmm.
then storing the data and processing the data in the
Hmm.
simplistic language.
Hmm.
So in the sense that, just to elaborate on that, so it is basically process of designing and building a system, okay,
Hmm.
which will let people collect and analyze the data from
Hmm.
multiple data sources,
Hmm.
raw data from multiple data sources and multiple formats.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Mhm.
So it's like
Nice.
basically making your raw data meaningful and usable for the end users. That is
Mhm.
basically, in a nutshell, a data engineering is.
Mhm.
So put it in an example. Let's say you have a brand in a market,
Mhm.
okay, and for which you want to collect the data about the user or the customer sentiments about that brand. That
Okay.
is that is called your use case, right? So
Uh-huh.
how will you approach this from the data
Mhm.
engineering perspective? Now
Mhm.
a brand has several what we call attributes. So
Yeah.
when the brand is sold, your billing information is generated, your shipping information is generated.
Mhm.
Okay, so what, there will be a system which will capture a billing information of the brand, a
Mhm.
shipping information of the brand. There will be another system
Mhm.
which will have a history of the orders which are placed for that brand. So that could be a different
Mhm.
system. There will
Mhm.
be a third system which will capture the data about your customers who are purchasing the brands, giving the
Yes. Mhm.
feedbacks, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So now, if you want to integrate all this together to derive some
Mhm.
insights
Mhm.
using this separate siloed system, uh, and deriving the information out of it will be very difficult. You will have
Yeah.
to go to one system, extract something, then go to the order system, and
Mhm.
then go to the customer information system to
Mhm.
derive customer
Mhm.
insights. So it
Mhm.
becomes very difficult in a siloed world. So
Mhm.
basically, now data engineering comes into the picture in such scenario in terms of unifying all these sources
Oh,
together.
okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
unifying them together and derive, you know, the data sets from those different siloed system
Mhm.
into a single place, which you can call a simple transactional system or RDBMS system or a data
Mhm.
lake or
Mhm.
whatever you call it, right?
Mhm.
Some
Mhm.
centralized location where you want to, unify this data. So how will you
Mhm.
unify this data is using data engineering. So
Okay.
basically, what data engineering will do, will extract the data, right?
Mhm.
It will collect
Mhm.
the data, it will cleanse the data.
Mhm.
Okay, it will apply certain business rules like standardizing, the PIN code or standardizing the address and everything,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
that for the final consumption the data becomes meaningful. This is, one of the use case where data engineering comes to the picture. So
Great.
this is
Yeah.
the conceptual, but there are tools to do this, and there could be any
Okay.
any tool which you can use. Okay,
Okay.
so from my perspective, the process is important rather than tool. Tool comes the
Aha.
next.
That's right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you need
That's
to
right.
understand the process, and using any technology you can solve that process.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So it means that in the data engineering, it's a process basically. We define
Exactly.
process with the help of data engineering. There may be multiple tools involved in that, but if we
Yes.
understand the concept behind the data engineering, that
Yes.
extracting the data from multiple resources and then make it unified so that
Yes.
there will be some meaningful information we can get it. So
Correct.
and again, if we are getting the meaningful information, it is going to be used in multiple strategies when we are making in the
Exactly.
business. Great,
Exactly.
great, great.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful explanation. So our second question over here is data engineering, you have actually told already that data engineering is a branch, so is it a like a branch of data science? How it is related to data science? If you can give me some details
What
about it.
I Yeah, so as I said earlier, it's a part of a larger ecosystem of
Mhm,
data, right?
mhm.
So if you want to relate them together, they are actually two complementary branches or skill which complement
Okay.
each other. So
Mhm,
without data engineering, data science cannot happen. So it's like
mhm,
garbage in, garbage out kind of a situation. If you don't,
mhm,
in if you don't acquire a right kind of data, don't apply right kind of rules on top of that data, then that information is meaningless. It's a junk.
absolutely.
And if
Agree,
you
agree.
try to derive some insights as a data scientist from that junk, you will always get a junk.
Mhm, mhm,
So these two actually complement each other. So in terms of definition, if you per se, so as I said earlier, they are part of a larger ecosystem. But in terms of definition, the primary job of a data engineer is to acquire the data, clean the
mhm,
data, apply certain data quality rules on top of
mhm,
it, and
mhm,
make the data reliable
mhm,
and trustable
mhm,
for the others to consume. Now, who are these others, guys? These are nothing but your data scientist or data analyst.
mhm, mhm,
Okay, so so the data engineer role becomes very important in terms of making the data reliable and
mhm,
trustable. And once the
great.
data is reliable and trusted, then the data scientist can leverage that data to
Mhm,
do a next level of processing, high-end
mhm,
processing like analytical processing,
mhm,
running your machine learning algorithms on top of it, and then
mhm,
based on the use case, derive certain insights or predict something on top of it. So they go in
mhm,
hand in hand. They cannot work in silo.
mhm,
Okay, so
mhm.
they are dependent on each other kind of. Okay.
Nice.
Of course, there are different tools for data engineer. There are different tools for data scientist, but there
Mhm.
is some kind of overlap also. Overlap
Okay.
in terms of uh, uh, sometimes data scientist also has to do some data crunching or
Okay.
enriching the data to make it usable for next level of processing.
Mhm,
Right? So they should have some basic understanding of data engineering also, but it is not mandatory.
mhm.
Okay, vice
Got it.
versa also, data engineer also should be aware of the fact that whatever the data that they are providing as a
Mhm,
responsible data engineer
mhm,
is checked in all respect. The data should be usable, reusable, trustable, and
mhm.
cleans to the extent that it can be used for the business purpose.
Okay.
So that is how those two correlate.
Great, great. Sir, our audience started asking questions. That is a good sign. They are taking a lot of interest now. So
Okay.
Rahul is asking over here, is Data Factory or Azure Data Integration Service play any role in data engineering?
Yes, definitely, 100%. So Azure Data Factory, using Azure Data Factory, you can define a data, something called data pipeline.
Hmm.
What is a data pipeline? Is a entire journey of a data right from its originator,
Hmm.
meaning where the data originated, to the destination where the data is going to reside. So this entire pipeline can be defined using Azure Data Factory. Okay,
Okay,
where it will take care of acquisition, it will take care of curation of the data, enriching the data, and finally making it available for the end users to consume. So yes, it is very important.
great. So definitely, Rahul, I hope you got your answer. Azure Data Factory or Azure Data Integration. These are the basically tools. Abhishek
And
Singh is
then
asking.
you
Yeah.
can, once you define this pipeline, you have to do some orchestration, right? You have to
Hmm.
uh, automate this process. You cannot
Correct.
every day manually run it. You have to schedule it based on certain events and all
Hmm.
those things. Yeah,
Okay.
and it can be run in mini batches or micro batches, or live streaming of the data. There are
Mhm.
multiple methods through which you can ingest the data
Great.
from source to target.
Nice. So, Rahul agreed that he got the answer. Abhishek has other question before we, go to our own question over here as we plan. Abhishek is asking, is data engineering and data analytics are same?
See, data engineering and data analytic are not same, but the output of data engineering will be used for data analytics.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
That's
unless you have the data organized and meaningful, you cannot do any analytics on top of it. So
hmm.
data engineering is is a critical factor in this entire ecosystem of data, to
Hmm.
make sure data is ingestible, usable, trustable for analytics purpose. Now, what is
Hmm.
analytics? You do certain you solve certain business problem on top of this data, right? That is called analytics, right? From
Correct.
simple reports, dashboards to the advanced analytics where you predict
Hmm.
something based on the uh,
Yes.
history. So it's a foundation for analytics, basically.
Hmm. Absolutely. So, Abhishek, as sir told, like if you don't have the right data, right set of data, you could not go for the analysis, isn't it? Even if you go, you will not get the correct result. You can say.
Yeah.
So, for the analytics, data engineering is very important. First, you need to go through the data engineering, then you need to go ahead and analyze your data. Once you get the meaningful data, basically from the data engineering.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question I have over here. So consider that if I wanted to start my career as a data engineer,
Mhm.
so Rakesh sir, what are the natural skill that I should have? I'm not talking about like, as in I need to learn. Suppose there is a guy, he's doing engineering or he's planning, that once my engineering will complete, I wanted to become a data engineer, isn't it? So from second year or third year, if he would be from right now, what he should plan, like or like what how he will analyze himself, that yes, I have the natural skill set of the data engineer. What do you think?
The very simple answer is, I mean, if you are provided with any kind of a data, be it a Excel or something, if
Mhm.
your intuition is to derive something meaningful out of it, then you are
Mhm.
on target, basically.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
finding some patterns, something out of a data,
Mhm.
inclines towards that path of data,
Mhm.
be it a data
Mhm.
engineering or a data scientist. Okay,
Mhm.
so for that, of course, during your engineering curriculum, you will have subjects. I mean, when I was doing engineering, we
Mhm.
had MIS, RDBMS, SQL. Now, currently, there could be advanced subjects in the engineering curriculum. But these
Mhm.
are your foundational things. So for
Mhm.
me, most important thing, and many will agree, SQL is the skill. If you know SQL, you can learn any tool in the world if you are familiar with
Agree.
SQL.
Yes, agree. Completely agree. Yeah.
Okay, so if you know a basic SQL, then
Mm-hmm.
you can add other skill on top of it, because your fundamentals of set theories are clear, which you
Hmm.
normally learn in engineering. So that is
Hmm.
your foundation. So if you pay more attention, if you want to pursue this career, please pay more attention to the subjects. Like, I hope those subjects are still there. Okay, like data structures,
Yeah.
okay,
Hmm.
set
It is there.
theory. If
Yeah.
you have statistics, you pay attention to that. SQL would be there as a
Mm-hmm.
part of curriculum. These are foundational blocks to start your career right from your engineering days.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, once your engineering is done, then of course there are many avenues. Like Piyush sir has a great academy where you can learn advanced techniques and all. There are various online assets available in
Yeah.
terms of
Correct.
YouTube videos,
Mm-hmm.
Coursera, Udemy. There are many free courses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to go step by step. Basically, you cannot
Mm-hmm.
become an expert on day one. It's a
Mm-hmm.
journey basically,
Mm-hmm.
and and try to target certifications and all.
Mm-hmm.
So do more of a practical thing rather than the theoretical things to enhance
Mm-hmm.
your skills. And for those who are already in their career path, initial career path as a trainees or something, then the best thing is to learn from your project and your
Yeah.
mentors or leads in the project. So
Correct.
that's how we lay the foundation for you and make you a good data engineer basically going forward.
Great. Thank you, sir. I think this will help to engineering student as well as people who just started the career. Now, the next question, I'm coming for the basically non-technical background people. So there are many MBAs to come, MBA people or maybe like mathematics graduate come to us and they say that uh, can they learn data engineering after their graduation? Is it like possible uh, for them also to learn this particular skill set? What do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
think, sir?
yes, definitely it's possible. I mean, I have seen across my career many people having a non-engineering background, but doing better than the engineering grads in some scenarios. So
Hmm.
it's not only technical skills that you require. You require a lot of other soft skills in terms of communication, in terms of problem solving skills, analytical skills. These are important to understand basically the problem statement. If you understand the
Hmm.
problem statement, as I said, if you understand the business and the problem clearly, then the technology comes next, meaning the
Hmm.
implementation comes next. So don't focus on tools, because tools, every day the tools are changing. Now you have
Hmm.
something today, and tomorrow you will be doing the same thing using some different technology, but the
Hmm.
basic will remain the same, the problem will remain the same, right? So for non-engineering graduate, those having good analytical skills, good communication skills, problem solving skills, can 100% acquire the data related or data engineering related job opportunities or the career path. There is no uh, there is no roadblock as such in terms of going that way. The only advantage that the technical engineering student will have is they will have some certain basics already covered during their curriculum.
Hmm.
So that's the
That's right.
only advantage they have. Other than that,
Yes.
there is no advantage. Okay, because even
Correct.
they have learned something, by next month or next day, those tools will be obsoleted. Some new tools will come into the market. So
That's
tool
right.
doesn't matter. Meaning
Right.
you have to emphasize on this point that tool doesn't matter. It's only how you understand the business, how you analyze the problem, how you talk to the users, business users,
Mm,
how you convert their functional requirements into technical requirement, how you
mm,
understand the data. That is more important than understanding a tool like SQL or
mm.
Python or R.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
So, as Rakesh sir told, guys, we need to concentrate on the fundamentals. We need to concentrate on the process. We need to concentrate and learn the concepts. The tools, maybe today we are using a certain tool, cloud, like few guys have asked about the Azure Data Factory or something. Tomorrow there would be new tool as such. So don't get, hesitate to learn the concepts, clear your concepts. Tools could be changed, but concepts are not going to be changed. The fundamentals are not going to be changed. So that is very important. In the Piyush Academy, also, sir, let me tell you, we concentrate on the basically the concepts, and that's the reason like one of the course we have designed related to data engineering, as well as data science, where we teach basically algorithms,
Mhm.
statistics, and then
Mhm.
we move the like curriculum to the tools like Azure or AWS as such.
Yeah.
So guys, you can definitely contact us for these type of courses if you're planning any. Our next question would be basically very simple, and everyone, like who wanted to learn data science, who wanted to make a career, it's about job. So do you think that IT industry is hiring data engineers like in 2023 and coming years? What do you think, sir? How industry is going according to you? You also in a position actually where you hire a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely there is a lot of scope because data is getting created every day and its volume is increasing actually day by day, minute by minute.
Mhm,
So definitely there is going to be a lot of demand, but uh, uh, you know uh, that demand will always be there, but there will be some kind of different roles which will be emerging in also data engineering areas, uh,
mhm,
in terms of a specific business acumen might be required as an expertise in that area, let's say BFSI expert, or but those are kind of advanced level of things, but
mhm,
basically as per the studies that IDC conducted, which is International Data Council, right,
mhm,
around 170 or 175 uh, uh, zettabytes of information is going to be or data, not a
mhm,
information. It's not a information, but the data is going to be created by 2025. So what are you going to do by that data? You have to
mhm,
store it somewhere, right? So
mhm,
you have to ingest it somewhere. You have to be needing a lot of data engineers to do that work and all. So there is always a future for the skills like data engineering and data science area. Okay. Of course, there are a lot of automation happening, but you cannot replace certain things. You will always need data engineer to understand the business, collect the data, curate the data, enrich the data, uh, which
mhm,
may not be possible simply by automation. So
mhm,
automation will play a key role, but uh, the real bodies will also be required going forward, okay,
mhm,
in this industry. So of course, as long as there is a data growth in this entire universe, there will be a
mhm.
requirement of data engineers. Okay.
And that is bound to be happen. We know very well that how much data we are generating in these days, and in future also it's going to
Yeah.
be increased. It's not a bit decrease, as simple as
Yeah.
that. So there are a lot of opportunities, guys, in the data engineering field, in the data science field. So please go ahead and check that. And if you wanted to know our course details, someone has asked, I request you can contact. I have shared the contact number over there in the chat box. you can definitely contact and we can explain about our data science course for you guys in detail basically. Now one more question, Rakesh sir, we got over here.
Yeah.
Does the data engineering has to take care of type data security, uh, or does it have any other security infra for that purpose? So like simple way, if I wanted to just paraphrase this, Rahul wanted to know that do we have data security also the part of data engineering, or do we need to have any extra concepts or tools we required to make our data safe?
No, no, it is a part of data engineer's profile only. Okay. Uh, so data privacy and security is of utmost importance, right? But that comes under the extended branch of uh, data ecosystem, which is around data governance, metadata
Mhm,
management, and data
mhm,
security. So
mhm,
those are like horizontal. Okay,
mhm.
every project or every enterprise will have these governing bodies in terms of the custodians of the data, the security around the data. So those practices will always be there, and those will be part of your data, because you have to follow the process. If you want to ingest something, you have to follow the security data security guidelines.
Correct.
You have to mask
Correct.
the data. For example, if some
Mhm.
certain data doesn't allow user privacy doesn't allow to ingest that data as is, so you have to mask it. So how will you mask
Mhm.
it? You have to transform that data. You have to use
Yes.
certain algorithm to encrypt the data,
Correct.
and then ingest it. So that is where the security comes into the picture. So
Hmm.
it is of very utmost importance that security, data security is an integral part of data engineering.
Hmm.
Okay. I hope I
Yeah.
answered the question. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Rahul, as sir told, like, it is an integral part of data engineering. Definitely, it is an extended branch, but definitely. And when we talk about data, you need to basically, make the data secure. It's like fundamental thing in these days. Like, we need to have a firewall, we need to have a encryption technologies that we need to use over there. And like whenever we teach Azure, and when we basically create any services like Azure SQL, we have the firewall over there, we have like the proper permission details, so it's an integral part basically. In the Azure Data Factory also the same thing goes over here. Great. All right, so sir, we have like one more question over here. Which programming language is better for data science, Python or R language?
I mean, it's a personal choice actually.
Yeah.
I mean, every language has certain limitations, certain advantages. So, I, as I said, I don't recommend a tool over the concept. So,
Uh-huh.
whatever is suitable, which you can learn easily, you go for that. And there will be workaround to implement same thing using different languages also. Whatever
Correct.
is preference for you, I will suggest to
Mhm.
either go with Python if you're comfortable with Python, or go with R if you're comfortable
Right.
with R. But of course there are certain use cases which are specific to that, which you cannot I mean, you can do, but you will need a lot of code to be written to
Mhm.
achieve that result in one language.
Mhm.
But in other language you can do it one line, for example, and vice versa
Right.
also. So
Right.
it depends on advantages, disadvantages, and
Disadvantages.
characteristic of that language. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, it is very important to understand, as Rakesh sir has put up initially, that process is important, concepts is important, fundamentals are very important. Python, R, or maybe like tomorrow there would be a new language come in, and you need to learn that. In the same line, I want to tell you that Microsoft came up with a new language that has been introduced as a native language in the area of cloud, that is Bicep. Most like many people doesn't know about that, but this is going to become in the market. So today, people who are working in the cloud, they think that they learn a certain language and they will understand things. That's not the case now. you need to have a very much, you know, emphasize on the concepts and the fundamentals. Languages could be changed, that doesn't matter, but your concepts are going to be same always. So that's very important over here to learn the concepts and the fundamentals. Great. So, hope, Raz, we have answered your question. Anyone else has any question, guys? Okay. Rakesh sir, we will wait for a couple of minutes if there would be
Sure,
any
sure.
questions. Otherwise, we will conclude the session. It was a
No issues.
wonderful, knowledge sharing session, and I see that audience asked a lot of questions over here, and that's the success of our this type of webinar where audience get involved and ask questions.
Sure, no issues. And I hope I am able to answer to their the
Absolutely,
question they
sir.
have.
Your expertise are basically, in a next level, and we are getting, a lot of insight now about data engineering. Hope audience would be also, happy to hear from you. All right. So it seems that we don't have, no more questions over here. So we will conclude the session. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. I know you are, very busy with your projects. However, on Sunday, where you generally, you guys have like week offs and you give time for family. However, this 30, 35, 40 minutes that you have given to us, it's very, very useful for us. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure. And I wish you and your audience all the best. And all the audience have been very great. And I wish them all the best and pursuing their career in data engineering and data science area. All the best to all of you.
Thank you, sir. So, guys, with this, I'm going to conclude the session over here, and we will meet next week again with a new expert in the area of cloud, data science, data engineering, and security. We are going to start a new series as in cybersecurity, and hope you guys will again uh, come to us in the live streaming. I request everyone, please go ahead and like, subscribe my channel, and if you are planning to do any course in the area of cloud computing, data science, and data engineering, feel free to reach us. I have shared my phone number as well as the website address and the email address over here in that comment. You can reach me directly, and Piyush Academy continuously provide this type of sessions, conduct these sessions, and we have a lot of retail batches and corporate batches going on. You can be the part of that. Thank you so much, guys, to be the part. Thanks.
Thank you.